And here we go. It's Brian G. Johnson. Welcome to another TubeBuddy live stream. Super excited to spend some time with you today and talk about building communities. Brian G. Johnson, welcome to another And I'm going to turn that guy down. That's me. Really awkward when you're trying to stream. You know, it's great to have you here to spend some time. Pam, what's going on? Andrew, thank you for the updated stream key. Fantastic. So yes, today we're going to take some time. We're going to talk about building community on YouTube. What does that really mean? What are the things you want to focus on? And furthermore, how can it help you to reach your goals here on YouTube, to make more money, to grow your channel? It's really quite amazing when you think about it, the sheer amount of people on YouTube, and there's no question that you can create your own community, you can bond together with people, you can get to know people, and all sharing a commonality, a vision, and you're the leader. So with that, let's talk a little bit about that. Now what's really interesting, and I just want to, let's do this. I'm going to pull up the TubeBuddy stream here on my computer. On my iPad, rather. So many monitors and whatnot. Great to see a lot of you here. I always like to look at the comments, and I guess here we go with community. See, I don't feel comfortable live streaming if I can't see folks like Daniel Patel, someone saying hi to Daniel, and I mentioned Pamela and Andrew's here, and I know Paul Peck, he was replying on the Facebook groups earlier today. These are all of the folks that are part of my community, and we're all in the same community together. And it just really goes to show you, we want to know that our community is hanging out when we're live streaming. So first off, now that I kind of got that going, let's see, I wonder if I could do this. There we go. And now I'm going to click this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And great. This is awesome. This is pretty neat technology, folks. Now, here what I got going on is I've actually got my Notes app open on my iPad. I've got YouTube open. That way I can see my notes. I can see you. I've got my monitor. I've got this other monitor. So let's do this. Let's talk a little bit about community and so on. So first off, I'd love to get some feedback from you. What do you think community really means? What is it about community that makes sense for what we're talking about today? Just let me know in the chat. For me, this is what community is really all about. Community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. And that's really, here on YouTube, that's what we have going for us, right? Our community is vested in YouTube. We are the YouTuber community, and that's the thing that we all share. It's friendship. Someone mentions friends. Yeah, Pam, absolutely. But we're all brought together by commonality. That's the word community. The common thing that we have going for us is that we all have a love for YouTube, right? So that's the thing that really binds us and brings us together. So the thing that you want to think about is, if you want to build community, first you have to understand what is the underlying common theme that's going to bring people together. When I launched my channel, and by the way, that's where your community begins, with your channel, right? Your vision. We'll talk more about that as we move forward. But I knew, and I had a really clear vision for what I wanted to achieve, the community that I wanted to build, and so on. And again, it really stems from that commonality. You hear a lot today about the need for a niche. You hear a lot today about like sticking with topics that your viewers can come to know and understand. And if you want to grow a community, that's certainly an easier path than focusing on the entertainment side of YouTube and so on. Now, a lot of people, one of the things that they think about when they move forward on YouTube and their community is they think, well, I want people to get to know and like me. And that's great. You get to do that. And over time, people will get to know and like you. But starting out with one specific topic that you cover is a great way to make it easier for those people to come to know and like you. And this is really what I've learned and found and so on. Great to see a lot of you here. And let's just drop in on the stream page. 66 people here. It's always so fantastic to be able to stream for TubeBuddy. I want to just mention a quick thank you to Phil and the entire team at TubeBuddy, Andrew. Such a great product. And you know, the thing I do love about TubeBuddy is they really are community driven. Great plugin. Check the link in the description to download and install the tool. And that takes care of our little plug for the day. 66 in the box. Absolutely. So that's kind of where we begin, right? Is with commonality. Let's do this. Kind of switch this over. Commonality, community, and so on. Now, when I got started, interestingly enough, I guess I had my YouTube channel. Let's open up another tab here. I had my channel for probably about 4 months, maybe 5 months, and I decided to create, oops, I went to the wrong, I got to tell you, I have so many communities and groups. Which one is my other community? So this is the Tube Ritual group. And one of the things to consider is when you build a community, you want to start out and you want to have a hub, right? That's one of the things that's really important to make it easy for people as you move forward. I want you to really hold that idea in your head. I'm going to say it again. You want to make it easy for people that you want to be a part of your community. Now, one of the ways you can do that is, again, by simply, and I guess if I had this over here, it'd be a little bit easier, is you can create your own Facebook group. You can create a group on Reddit. You can do things like maybe set up some kind of chat or whatnot. I guess really the most popular places would be Facebook or Reddit. Now, I chose Facebook. Another creator, Coney Weiner, he started this community, No Small Creator. Amazing community, really thriving. And looks like, I think there's a couple thousand people in this particular group. I don't see the number here. Oh, there it is, 3,691. And for me personally, it's not so much how many people have subscribed to your YouTube channel. It's not how many people have joined your Facebook group. Like, numbers are fantastic. We all want to strive. And it looks like I'm doing good, Josephine. Good to see you. Welcome. I saw a little bit of a lag. It looks like my computer is a bit slow. The internet, hopefully it's not too bad today. But like I was saying, we really want to strive on the individual relationships that we build rather than just sheer numbers, right? It's really kind of hollow. And what matters to me more is the engagement that I have on the Tube Ritual group here. Like, this is a pretty active group. Here it is. I haven't looked at the member count in a while, and I was chatting with a few other people making videos today. 11,566 members, which that's really fantastic. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's really about. You see, if the only thing about a group that's cool, a community, is there are a lot of people, it will never make it to a high level. What really matters is the individual people that make up the community. It's the discussions that happen. And these are the things that we really want to focus on and think about as we move forward with building a community and whatnot. So we'll talk about that as we move forward. Now, when I talk about community, I was kind of thinking about this presentation today earlier. And there's a quote that I often use and talk about quite a lot from Steve Jobs. And the quote goes something like this: "It's a really noisy world, and we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. So we need to be really clear on what we want them to know." So I want you to really think about that last line. We need to be really clear on what we want them to know. Now, a lot of times I mention this particular quote when I talk about branding. And a really big part of branding is the message that you carry forward in your community. So Cody's done a fantastic job with No Small Creator. It's a wonderful vision and message to the world that no creator is a small creator. Now, what you want to do, if you want to move forward and build community, then having your own message that you share with the world, it's your why. Why do you publish videos? What is it that keeps you going? Now, don't tell anybody, but I have to put on chapstick. So I'm just going to flip over to this No Small Creator screen capture here. Right? That's the thing that you want to think about. What is my message to the world? How many of you, I'm curious, are you thinking right now, exactly, Andrew, thank you so much. Stake your claim. So, stake your claim, that's my message. Cody's message is no small creator, right? Like if we went to, I think actually my website doesn't have stake your claim anymore. We made a few changes, but you want to really talk about your vision. You want to talk about your message, and you want it to be simple and clear, just like Steve Jobs said, right? It's a really noisy world, and we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. We need to be really clear on what we want them to know. So what you want to do is you want to create something that's fresh, unique, and different. Different is really powerful. You might say, I'm a gamer and I play games. Someone on my channel today, they left me a comment and they said, I'm going to make videos covering games people love to actually play. There's nothing about that that's memorable. The fact of the matter is it's too everyday. There are too many other YouTube creators creating videos based on games that people love to play. If your value proposition, if your community message, like mine is stake your claim and amplify your message. That's what I'm all about, is helping people to stake their claim, to decide it shall be, and not just share their message, but to amplify it. So you want to create something that's fresh, unique, different, and stands out. I kind of came up with this. Have you ever been to these like entrepreneurial websites where you see the navigation? It's like home, I'm an author, a speaker, entrepreneur, and so on. The more you can do to separate yourself with your message, the better, because at that point you become memorable. It's really, really powerful when we talk about building communities. One of the things when we talk about leadership, is we have to really understand that leadership and community, right? A community revolves around a leader. The two are intertwined. You really can't have community without leaders. It's just how it works. And quite honestly, this is something I feel like I've struggled a little bit with in the past, but I feel like I'm getting more clarity on it. You know, who am I to lead other people or tell them how to live their life or what they should do? But at the end of the day, it's a big movement is always going to have a leader. Martin Luther King, right? He had a vision, a dream. I have a dream, equality and things like that. And you really want to have clear goals. You want to have a clear mission to move people forward. People are going to become part of your community when you do that and so on. I mentioned Facebook and whatnot. Now, currently, we've got this awesome header thanks to Daniel Battelle. I think Daniel's in the chat. He may not be, he may be. I thought I saw someone say his name. So we had a pal of ours, unfortunately, pass away from cancer, and that's Jeff Malachi. And he was a member of our community and lots of communities on YouTube. And we put up this banner in his memory, a really great guy, you know, and that's part of community. I want to talk a little bit about your role and the decisions that you make as you build your community up. Yep, there's Daniel. I see, says I'm here. So we switched over the banner to just remember Jeff and let him know and let others know that we care about him, you know. One of the things to think about with community is that you want to make decisions based on the good of the community. So a lot of times this can cause a bit of interference at the same time. We all have a lot of dreams and goals. For example, like I mentioned Daniel Battelle, I made him an admin of the Tube Ritual community. I always kind of felt like, hey, it's not really my community, it's our community, the Facebook group, Tube Ritual, and so on. Close to 12,000, what did I say, 11,500 members. And I made Daniel an admin because I felt he had a lot to offer, and it's good to have multiple leaders, and he might bring some insights, and I just knew the guy would do well, right? So putting myself aside for the good of the community is something that I really believe in. I think when you put how can I say this? When you put the needs and wants of the community ahead of your own needs, then that's going to really benefit you in the long run. So sometimes it can get like awkward though, right? Like, well, you know, I need to make money and he needs to make money, and who's gonna win and who's gonna get more authority and so on. But these are some of the decisions that I've made, and I always do my best to put the community first. Because with the community, I'm nothing anyway. And Daniel's done a great job, super smart. I've learned a lot from Daniel. And that's what community is all about. There was another image here that I wanted to share with you. This is kind of where it starts. And I searched for an image revolving around leading yourself first. If you want to be a leader, right? If you want to lead people online, then it's really important that you lead yourself first. And this is something that we talk about a lot, and I'm going to keep talking about it for as long as I can. And I think it's really important to understand what is most important. The fact of the matter is, if you want a community, if you want to have a group on Facebook with 10,000 people, you've got to be awesome. You've got to be spectacular. You've got to be doing the thing that a whole bunch of people want to do. You have to display proficiency in the thing. If you've got a gardening channel, you've got to be an amazing gardener. If you've got a channel on music and teaching people how to play music, you better be badass when it comes to music. Now, I chose the word awesome And it's true. You want to be awesome. That is your goal. If you want to grow on YouTube, be good. Be really good. But don't for 1 minute confuse that with perfect. You get to be a human being. You get to be flawed and you get to be imperfect. And what I can tell you from personal experience is people will want to be a part of what you're doing, even if you don't have all the pieces in place. If you feel you're quite not there, that's okay. All that matters when you get started is you do just that. Here's a little secret. You don't have to be, how does it go? You don't have to start, you got to start to be great. You don't have to be great to get started. God damn it. Oh, did I just swear now? Now remember what I just said. I said you don't have to be perfect. You just have to strive to be good, to do good here on YouTube, to share something that people see. And over time, as you get better, you will gain a bigger following. Your message will get louder and you will grow. And people are very forgiving. People have forgiven me many, many times because I'm deeply flawed and I make a lot of mistakes along the way, but I must be doing something right. My channel's growing. My community is growing. My earnings are growing. I'm speaking on stages. Next week, Daniel and I will be in California, and I feel really great about the fact that that I pulled a bunch of people from my community and got them to this event called Clamor Summit. One of the folks, the organizers at this conference, contacted me about speaking, and I said yes. Excuse me. And I reached out to Phil. Thing is it wouldn't be a live stream. Again, remember, it's hopefully my wife gets it. It's like furniture deliveries. I don't want to hang up, but please. Okay, remember, you get to be flawed, and that's okay. As long as you keep moving forward, you're going to do great. So I was talking about ClamorCon, so I reached out to Phil, and I said, I would love to represent TubeBuddy. Would you be interested in a sponsorship deal? And Phil agreed, and that's amazing, and I feel so blessed. And I get to talk about TubeBuddy. I get to show up and hang out at the TubeBuddy booth at this event. And then I mentioned my pal Nick Nimmin to the organizers at ClamorCon, and this really ties into community. I'm going to get to that, so just hang with me. I think this is a good story. And I said, Nick Nimmin is an amazing YouTuber. I think he'd add a lot of value to your event at Clamor this May. And they said, great, we're going to go ahead and reach out and we're going to talk to Nick. So now Nick is speaking as well. He's going to be flying in from Thailand. And Phil said, oh, wow, we weren't sure about Clamor, but if you're going, we're going to go. And now Phil's bringing the whole crew and they're renting a house and we're all going to have a heck of a time. And you know what that is? That's community. And I did my job as a community member to try to bring value for this other organization, Clamor Summit. And this is, again, really trying to think of outside of yourself and what value can you bring to other people. And Nick has helped me a lot in the past, and I've helped him and vice versa. And I'm excited to, hang out at the TubeBuddy booth next week and so on. So these are kind of the things you want to think about. And it brings me back to this image here. You've got to lead yourself first. This is really important. If you want to have amazing things happening on your YouTube channel and in your community, be willing to step up to the plate and strive to be great. Because the fact of the matter is nobody wants to follow a schmuck. Right? I mean, if we're honest, the thing we're all looking for is to hang out with cool people that are doing cool things. And again, you don't have to be perfect. And it's a pretty forgiving, I got to tell you, this YouTube community, they go far overboard with forgiveness because I wouldn't be where I was am if that wasn't true. But strive to be really good. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to kind of keep talking about this. It starts with your YouTube channel. Here's the thing. A minute ago, I kind of talked about I talk about this all the time. I always come back to the most important stuff. I don't think I have it. 1 second. This is a book by Greg McKeown, and the book is called Essentialism. And the book is really about how to focus and get really ninja at a few things. And one of the things I see a lot of YouTubers doing is they're so scattered and they're so focused on so many different things that it is hard to focus. And one of the things that's really helped me to have impact on my YouTube channel is to have focus and to prioritize what I do. That word, it's interesting. It was first introduced to the English language, and it was just priority, which is one. Priority, what's most important? So if I had to say what's most important, it would be your ability to communicate clearly. And it doesn't mean you can't be fun or quirky, but you've got to be able to create a message that resonates with people. If people don't get it, they're not going to watch. After that, it would be like the title and the thumbnail. Take the time and honor what's most important. It's not closed captions. It's not a playlist. A playlist is good, but you know how YouTube really promotes channels? They promote videos. I'm a monk. I'm a YouTube monk, and I focus on these things that really matter a lot. And I keep thinking about, well, what if I did this or that? And as I get better, right? As I lead myself, as I demonstrate that I'm proficient in the thing I'm talking about, it's a whole lot easier for me to get the results I want. I make more money. I get more followers and subscribers. I drive more views because I don't have to sell anything. I'm doing the thing that people want to do. So take the time and really understand that you got to lead yourself before you can lead anybody. What a leader is not is to me, I shy away from the idea of like being a leader because I see so many people that like, you need to do this and show up to work at this time and I'm the boss and it's all about power. Like, look, we all have ego. It's part of the human condition. But one of the things that I'm always striving to do is just get back to the roots of what's important. What am I trying to accomplish? Anyway, I hope this is helping. Like, if you want a community, you've got to start with what matters most. Nobody follows you off of YouTube if your channel sucks. Am I right? Can I get a he's right if I'm right in the comments? Okay, so I think we're kind of getting to about it. I probably could have had a few more bullet points, but that's how many I got. The good news is I'm excited to answer some questions. I'm excited to hang out. I got to tell you, I'm just plain excited about YouTube. And the thing that's so awesome is, you know how I talked a little bit about being imperfect? I'm really good at that. I'm really good at being kind of average, but being able to do a few things really well. Maybe that's my secret. Today I botched, get this, 5 videos. I stood in front of my camera and I nailed, and I was in the zone. I was in flow. Have you guys ever heard of flow? I was in flow. It was seamless. It wasn't a lot of work. I think I would have had some pretty good, not amazing, but pretty darn good videos, and 5 of them, and the audio was off. C'est la vie. Such is life, and there you have it. Yeah, the flow state. And that's just part of being a YouTuber, right? Like making those mistakes and being okay with that and doing it anyway, just kind of showing up and so on. Let me do this. I'm going to close out some of these Facebook tabs, and then I'm going to pull up some questions here. We'll do Q&A. And here's another document. Flo Rida. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about one other thing. Let's talk about one other thing about community. And that is the type of content that you create for your YouTube channel. And then we'll head into Q&A. Do you like what a lovely job I'm doing of kind of getting my windows all in alignment here? Isn't that something? And let's do this. Let's have a picture of that right there. Now let's go back here. So one of the things to consider, and I've had some people actually ask me this on my channel, like, Brian, what kind of videos should I be making in terms of, should I make videos for non-subscribers? What about the people that are subscribed? They really dig my content. Should I make videos for them? What's the right ratio? For me personally, it's really about the growth. And here's something to think about is now and then, I think it's really cool to make videos specifically for your community. Like, here's something that's interesting. Daniel Battelle might still be in the chat, and we chat a lot. I chat with Nick. I chat a lot with Daniel. I chat with a lot of the folks in the Tube Ritual group often. And me and Daniel were talking about like targeting and titles and we talk about that so much because it's so important. And I made a video and I shared some of the ideas that Daniel shared with me, his thoughts. And I made that video, and I actually had Daniel in that video, which is interesting. It's interesting as I tell the story. So I made this video about the algorithm and growing and targets and whatnot. And then afterwards, me and Daniel were talking, and I said, you know what? Why don't you do a diss track about me, how I stole your idea? I find this so funny. And I wanted to share this with you because it's really an exercise in YouTube and community building. It's a little bit based in both. And the idea is called an open loop. And this is something a lot of highly successful YouTubers leverage to really multiply their views. And we've done it on a small scale, but the Paul brothers are a great example. And the idea is someone disses someone else, someone comes back and they come up with a rebuttal track, or they make a video and they say, well, that's not true. And they bounce back and forth. And the idea with an open loop is you start to tell a story and the story continues to evolve and there's never really an ending, and you just kind of keep the story going. It's how there's like 87 Star Wars movies. The loop never closes. The saga always continues. So Daniel makes this diss track, and then I start kind of working on some lyrics, and then Nick Nimmin just kind of comes in and he's like, move over. Like, whatever, I'm writing you a rap song, a diss track. And then I just let Nick, like, he wanted to make a rap video. I'm like, dude, you need to be in my video. So we made the rap video that a lot of you probably saw. And when you really think about this is super community driven, because to get value out of that kind of video, the more you know the individual YouTubers and the more you see them doing something crazy, that's a lot of fun. People were like, oh my God, you both are actually, that was pretty good and it was fun and it was different. And I did the same thing with Daniel a year ago in the summer of 2018. We did a video called Trigger the Algorithm. So I think now and then it's great to make something that is different from what you typically do, especially if there's like a community hook around it, or if you know your community is going to dig it. When you involve other YouTubers, that is community. That's what it's all about. It's groups of people coming together for that commonality, community, common, and so on. So think about how you can use open loops. And the other thing I'll kind of finish up on this train of thought is, as a YouTuber, take the time now and then to do something that is just a little bit more involved than what you typically do, and strive to bring up the creative level to the next level, and people will recognize that. It's pretty awesome and so on. So 84 people. That was so much fun, by the way. Doing these kinds of videos, I got to tell you, it's so much fun. And the other thing I'll say is you would be surprised at how cringy and how amateur the footage looks when I filmed it. That's really the magic of editing. And one of the things you can do to make better videos is to become a better editor. Okay, let's do some Q&A here. I'm going to do this. And let's find a cool picture. What would be a cool picture? Maybe Steve Jobs. I kind of like that Steve Jobs picture. That's pretty cool. All right, here we go. A little Q&A with Steve Jobs. You know what I want to do? I want to put my pal Jeff up on the screen. And I got to do that cuz I said so, and I'm at the controls right now. So Jeff's hanging out with us. That's pretty cool. So first question comes in. Brian, I was wondering if you could please share. Okay. Is that how I do that? No. How do you do individual? Oh, there it is. Okay. So now there must be a... Thank you, Andrew. I was wondering if you could please share an exclusive tip with everyone today on YouTube community groups and why they are good versus bad. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. Are community groups good? Are they bad? Should you build one? Well, the thing to consider is I think you really have to start with what you're trying to accomplish. And furthermore, it's really important to ascertain where you're at with your skill set. If you are struggling with thumbnails and editing and lighting and all the things, the last thing you need is to launch a community group, which is one more thing to think about. Remember I mentioned this book right here? That's essentialism, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, what this book is talking about. When you take the time to focus on a thing, it's a lot easier to get the results you're after. So if you want to grow your channel, start with that, and after you feel like, I can handle a group, then at that point, launch one. The other thing I'll say as far as good and bad is I drive about somewhere between 5 and 8 times the amount of views from Google as I do my Facebook group. So here you can see my group. This is the group I started, right? TubeBuddy. There are 11,000 people in this group, and yet I get 5 to 8 times the amount of views from Google because my videos... You're killing me, Andrew. Yeah, I get you though, buddy. So let me go back to this. Okay, we're just going to, I think this is how I started, Andrew. Anyway, okay, sorry about your email addresses, gang. Okay, so like I was saying, the thing to really think about is groups are great, but if you want a group to grow, the fact of the matter is I don't really think a group is going to help facilitate growth as much as most people think about it. A group is great if you want to sell more products and services. If you want to have conversations off of YouTube, then a group is really great. If you want to grow, I would say focus your energies on something else other than a group, because quite frankly, you don't get that many views. Like I said, 11,000, and I get 8, 5, 7 times the amount of views from Google. So something to think about. All right. Can you get notifications of comments on the community tab posts? I don't think so. I don't think you can. I think you can get notifications based on when you opt in and click the bell on another creator. I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure. So I guess you would have to check more into that. Good luck with that, my friend. Third question. We're a new channel. We've been active for 4 months. We've already taken a lot of advice from you and your videos. We're doing okay, although we're growing very slowly. 414 subs, 8,000 views, watch time. Our niche is super crowded, and we have some huge competition. How can we ramp it up so we can compete with these guys? Really great question. The question is simple, and it's one that is asked again and again. How can I possibly compete in a competitive marketplace when I'm a new channel? The first thing to consider is this. Subscribers actually matter probably less than most people think. Here's what I mean. Most videos that I've published over the last 3 months, I would say 25% of them have gone on to drive tens of thousands of views. And my subscribers drove a part of those, but the reason the videos do really well is they do really well, obviously, with non-subscribers. When I publish a video today, like, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's my channel, right? We'll kind of come back here. We'll click this on. And if we look at my videos, this is a video I published 2 days ago. It's driven 4,400 views. Now that's a lot of views, but notice, like, here's another video. It's driven 3,000 views. Here's a video from from 1 month ago, and it's driven 7,000 views, which isn't a lot of views for my channel size, right? Think about it. This video's been out for 1 month. It's got 7,000 views. This video's been out for 2 days, and it's got close to 5,000 views. So the thing you really want to think about is that you've got to do good with non-subscribers, which, how do we do that? So subscribers aren't really as important as we think. And here we go. I want to sort by most popular. Now check this out. This is where it gets kind of interesting. So I showed you some of my videos that I've published recently, and after a week or 2 or 3 weeks, they have 3,000 or 4,000 views. But how is it that this video that's 2 months old has 127,000 views? Well, the reason why is because it did really well with non-subscribers. And the fact of the matter is, you can do really good with non-subscribers just like I can. Because after your video goes out and is published in the first week, you've got to do well with average view duration. That's audience retention, which is a metric of watch time that matters so much that YouTube has labeled it and split it up into numerous video metrics. It's not just watch time, but it's average view duration, which is also called audience retention, which is also used to be called absolute retention. It really matters. So the thing you've got to focus on is you've got to really study your audience retention, and your goal is to really drastically improve the audience retention on your videos. By the way, this is why most fail. It's really hard to publish a video where people don't know you and they watch for 5, 7, 10 minutes. But it's possible. If I did it, and I'm the knucklehead that I recorded for 2 hours today, and I had the gain up, and that footage is no longer usable. If I make those kind of mistakes and I'm able to do it, you can too. It is very challenging, but you can do it. The other thing is you've got to create thumbnails that people click on. So when I'm holding up this book here, and I'm saying focus on what matters most, it ain't captions, it ain't playlists. It's not. It's not getting business cards. It's not handing out flyers on the beach about your YouTube channel. It's practicing becoming really great as a graphic designer so you can have the skills and abilities to publish thumbnails that win the click. It's studying sales and marketing so when you craft a title, not only are you incorporating SEO, keyword phrases, but you can make it compelling, which is another word for clickbait, so people click. And when you start doing those things well, editing, delivery of message, keeping people watching, that's going to boost your watch time. Making thumbnails that are enticing, again, it's going to increase your watch time and your delivery and whatnot. When these things are on par, you will grow. Now, here's the thing. When you're in a competitive niche, that's awesome. It seems weird, but I'll tell you, I would choose a really competitive niche all day long because there will always be keyword phrases available that are less competitive. The fact of the matter is most, as in right now, this live stream has 78, and I'm going to be honest. If there are 78 people here right now, 70 of them are not that good with keyword research, and that means I've got an advantage over those 70 people. I can find the keyword phrase that's a little less competitive. I don't want to be harsh. I do want to share the truth so you know it can be done. These are the things to really focus on, and I promise when you do that, your channel will grow. And it took me a while too, right? Like if you look at my no, I'm not going to pull it up because I've only got one iPad here. But basically like my growth chart is like this until 3 months ago, and now it's like that. Literally, I tripled my views and my subscriber growth in 90 days. And it's a culmination of continuing to practice and getting better. And then you reach a state of momentum. So these are the things you can think about and apply, and it will help you grow. Does that make sense? You guys digging that? I hope so. Because it is the truth. It's not easy, but it's possible. And here's what's up. When you start to have when you start focusing on those things, you don't do it once. You create a ritual. That's the word that I use all the time, ritual. It's not about having a chicken foot in voodoo. It's a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order. That's what a ritual is. It's doing the same things in the same way, in the same order. Check this video out. 78,000 views in 1 month. So it's possible. It's just hard to do. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. And all of a sudden you publish 1, 2, 3 videos in a few months that really move the needle on your channel and allow you to grow. My channel is only 1 month old. I have 25 subscribers. I'm using TubeBuddy and long tail keywords, but my weight scored is always low no matter what keywords I'm using. This is a great question, and it's funny because, you know, those videos that I filmed today, one of them is really geared to YouTubers just getting started in a skill set you've got to adopt. Here's the fact of the matter. It's possible to compete with bigger channels. Can I get I believe or I don't believe? Just let me know. If you believe you can outrank bigger channels, give me an I believe in the comments. If you're unsure, be honest and say, I don't believe it. I don't think I can. It's important. And I'd love to know, can you compete? Do you believe that you can compete? Give me an I believe, or I'm not sure, I don't believe. Something like that. Not impossible. I believe, I believe, I believe. We got a lot of believers in here. Unsure that I can. I believe. I don't believe. And here's what I want to let you know. If you don't think you can do it, don't expect anybody to get excited about your videos. If you don't think you can succeed, then it's going to be more challenging for you to move forward. You know what? So many small YouTubers are making it happen every single day on this platform. There are always new channels growing. You've got to find a way. And here's the thing. I get it that you may struggle with believing. Do this. If you don't believe you can do it, get with people that believe they can do it. Hang around with the winners. Hang around with people that are making it happen. You know why? Because that stuff just kind of rubs off. There's this kind of an aura that happens around those people. And if you hang around those people that have a belief system in place, you too will get a little bit closer to believing it can happen. And here's what's scary. There's this thing called cognitive bias. It's this really complicated word, and it basically means that how we often think of things isn't really accurate. And the reason why is there's too much going on day to day. There's too much information. There's too much to focus on. And if we tried to focus on all of it, we'd be exhausted and we wouldn't be able to cope. So we filter out, our unconscious mind is filtering out stuff that we don't think is that important. That's why subscriber count, it matters so much, because people don't really pay attention to the quality of your videos. They look at your subscriber numbers. That's it. The other thing that's really scary about how the mind works is when you have a belief about something. So I just asked you, I said, hey, do you believe that you can grow your channel? And here's what's interesting about how the mind works. If you say, yes, I believe I can make it work, then your mind is going to find evidence that it's possible to grow, and you're going to be more likely to do that. You're going to see other creators succeeding. You're going to see if they did it, I can did it. I can did it? Well, alrighty then. If you feel like you can't do it, you're going to find evidence that it's not possible. And I promise you, on YouTube, there are a huge group of those that suck, and they know they suck, and they're pissed off, and they can't do it, and they've given up, and they blame YouTube. They blame the algorithm. They don't accept responsibility. Do what you can to believe it's possible and get around those people, because frankly, if you don't believe you can, it's going to be hard to make it happen. Okay, let's get to some more questions. What do you say? What do you say? Where's Jeff? I want to see Jeff up on the screen stat. All righty. So the second question was the same. Like I kind of went off and I didn't answer this question. So unweighted scores in TubeBuddy, right? So the question is, my channel is 1 month old and I've only got 25 subscribers, and my unweighted score is more than 70, which is not very good. So in other words, when you're brand new, you don't have a lot of channel authority. How is it even possible that you compete? And this is what I want to say about that. It doesn't matter which tool you use. If you're using TubeBuddy, if you're using vidIQ, if you're using Morning Fame, and Phil is probably going to take me aside, but the fact of the matter is no tool can guarantee and give you exact numbers. It's up to you as a YouTube creator to now and then push the limits of what these tools report back. If TubeBuddy says, you're really small, stick to smaller keywords, there are two things you've got to take into account. Number one, you've got to improve your ability to uncover additional keyword phrases. The amount of keyword phrases that I can come up with focused around one subject, man, like I could come up with so many variations. It's not buy Halloween costume, it's purchase or order. It's not buy a Halloween costume. People search for that with free shipping. Buy a Halloween costume with free shipping. That's how I competed and made tens of thousands of dollars selling Halloween costumes, because I figured out the keyword phrases that are less competitive. What most YouTubers do is they find 2 or 3 and they say it's too hard. I knew I couldn't do it. The tool tells me I can't do it, I give up. But if you say, you know what, there are probably different ways to say this, there are probably other keyword phrases that I could use, and you move forward, you're going to be able to figure that out, and that's going to help you. You really want to focus on that as a new channel. The second thing that I really encourage you to do is to push the limit of the tool. If the tool says this seems too competitive, be willing to push that and do something that you feel is too competitive. I can tell you that last year, I ranked #1 on YouTube for a YouTube algorithm for about 6 months. And my scoring, according to a software app, was much lower. I shouldn't have been able to do that, but I published the video anyway. Now, you don't want to do that too much. You don't want to be just disregarding the tools, but at the same time, you don't want to be bound by the tools. The tool is just that. It's a piece of stupid software. We have to use our brain to make educated decisions, and along the way, we'll be able to do that. I love TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy has helped me tremendously. Split testing, keyword research, tags, and so on. But it's just a tool. I depend on myself. I'm much more valuable, and I have the ability to make solid decisions because I've educated myself, and you can do the same. All right. So that's how you compete with a brand new channel and only 25 subscribers. Hey, Susie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's always great to see you. Next question. How can I get a new channel to grow to 100,000 subscribers if I post videos every 2 days? How fast is it possible? If I have $5,000 to invest, what do you advise? The first thing to think about is if you've got big dreams and goals, is you want to focus on the things that I mentioned first. What really matters is your thumbnails. You've got to have amazing thumbnails to get to 100,000 subscribers. Furthermore, your titles, you've got to be compelling. So make sure you're really vested in learning everything you can about doing the most important stuff really, really well. Okay, that's going to get you to 100,000 subscribers. If you've got money to invest, I would invest first in coaching from someone. There are a lot of people that have a lot of great courses that can help you move forward. You can get a personal coach, you can do group coaching, you can get a course for maybe a couple $100. There are different packages available from different YouTube entrepreneurs that can help you move forward. I believe that TubeBuddy offers coaches available on some of their service pages as well. So look into that. The thing that I would say is the fact of the matter is this: be really careful when you're excited to spend your money, because once it's gone, it's gone. And you really want to make sure you're focused on the fundamentals. I wouldn't invest in ads until you get something up and working. When you have the ability to publish a video that moves the needle, at that point, then maybe think about ads. Focus on what's most important. All the stuff I spoke about in this live stream tonight. As your community grows, how do you find the time to respond to comments and do all the other nice touches that make you feel present to your community? I'm finding it hard to keep up with comments lately on my channel. I'm curious to that individual how many comments you're getting, because I do a pretty good job with my comments, but I'm no longer responding 100% myself. That being said, I'm literally getting thousands of comments every week, hundreds of comments every single day. If you're getting 20 comments a day, I would say to you, you really got to step it up. You can handle 20. I probably responded 100% to all comments on my channel at about probably 75 comments a day. At that point, I started falling off a little bit. Do this. Do the absolute very best you can to respond to every single person on your YouTube channel, and that's important. At some point, you've got to decide what you want to do and how you want to do it. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you how I feel about it, and it goes against the grain of a lot of other YouTubers, but I march to the beat of my own drum, and I don't pay other people to respond to comments. I don't have a team. I don't want a team. I like to have a simple operation. I love my community. My community means a lot to me. I do my best to be there and to support and answer, but at the same time, I can't. It's not possible. And what I would say is do your very best to not give in to not responding. I'm already crossed that line. It's probably been a couple months now where I haven't responded, but I didn't give in to that for about 2.5, nearly 3, probably 3 years on this platform. And I have responded to tens of thousands of comments, and I would encourage you to do the same. You may want to get you may want to pay some people to respond. The other thing I want to say is get monetized. Everybody watching this stream, some of you might be saying like so hard, so much watch time. Yes, it's hard, but strive to get monetized so you can make some money. And that's one area you may want to invest in. Have someone that helps you with comments and so on. Hey, Bob, you're welcome, my friend. Here's what's up, buddy. Like, honestly, I want to know how many comments are you getting a day? If you're getting anything less than 75, just buckle up and push hard, and because you want your channel to grow. And the smaller your channel is, the more important it is. Yeah, okay, at that point, I mean, it's just really hard every day, especially when you've been in the game for years. Every day, like I can't keep up either. And you know what? Like your job, the thing to think about is it goes back to priorities, right? People don't watch videos because of how you respond to the comments. It's not. When you publish great video content, when you focus on what's important, people will show up, they'll watch your videos, and you do your best. One of the things you can do is you can tell people, hey, I respond in the first, 3 to 4 hours of a video going live. Hang out with me in the comments. I'll see you on the next video, kind of a thing. I don't even do that because I don't want to spend that much time talking about that stuff, but that's kind of how I think about it. Okay, I think we have one more comment. My trolls keep telling me I suck, but they keep coming back and watching every video. Should I be worried? Congratulations. Fist bump. Trolls absolutely suck, and they have nothing going forward in their life. They have nothing that's happening that's really positive, and they've kind of given up, and somehow they found this enjoyment in trying to pull others down. The thing you don't want to do is to let it bring you down. Almost always when I get hateful comments, there's nothing going on that person's channel. And yet that they have the audacity to try to pull me down. You know what? The longer I've been in the game on YouTube, the less those kinds of comments mean or hurt me and so on. So try not to let it get to you too much. And it's too bad, but it's just a fact of YouTube. And again, it's like, they're not doing anything worthwhile and you are. So strive to move forward and do this. Ban them. Hide their comments, and if they come back with new accounts, just keep hiding them and banning them. And that goes for any negative comments at all, because you don't want people messing with your positive attitude. That's what you want to bring to YouTube. If someone's comments brings you down, you ban them and you don't see them, because we need to stay up, right? Hey, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. It's a little bit after 6 here in the mountains of Colorado, the Colorado Rockies. I had a great time with you tonight. My voice is a little harsh. A lot of videos today that never worked. That's okay. But we made up for it today with an amazing live stream. I want to let you know that you're capable of amazing things. Move forward, stake your claim, and amplify your message. You dig?